You know, on occasion you may hear us laugh as we come back on cameras because we have so much fun during the show. We want you to get in on all the fun. You know, we always save a chair for you, so please join us. All you have to do to book your seat is go to DelmarvaLife.com, click on the show tab. You'll find a section that says for the audience. If you like, you can call that number right there, 443-880-9116.
Case in point, we were laughing. Hey, it's a traditional Mexican dish, and for our next guest, it's also a traditional family recipe.
Tracy Sahler has written the home plate column for the Daily Times for the last 20 years. That is absolutely remarkable. And joins us today in the kitchen to make chiles rellenos.
You like how he says it?
Right?
He's tackled that. He's gotten right on top of it, so that's good.
Long. Where do we start?
Well, we can start by sharing that, you know, if you grew up here, you ate crab cakes or chicken and dumplings. Well, I grew up in Colorado, and my family ate a lot of Southwest cooking, so this is very much a New Mexican dish. Chile rellenos, which is basically roasted, fairly mild peppers that are stuffed with cheese, battered and fried.
All right.
And they're absolutely delicious. So.
All right, and we're going to put the ingredients up on the screen there, and you put us to work.
Okay, well, the first thing to tell you is that you have to be flexible when you make this around here, because sometimes you go to the store and there's a sign that says Anaheim peppers, and the bin is empty. Or the peppers that are in it are kind of sad looking. They're a little wrinkly, they're a little dry. You don't want to make it if that's the case. You just walk away, you come back another day. So I tend to go to the store. If the peppers look good, I buy them. That's my signal. It's time to go.
Okay.
You want to get the right peppers. These are Anaheim peppers. They go anywhere from about 4 inches in length to this one's about 6 or 7.
Okay.
You can also use
I'm not going to rush you here, but put Lisa to work while you're talking.
I will do that. So if you will, cut the cap off of each of them, and then cut a little slice off the bottom. And what you want to do is take your knife. I'll show you the first one. And it's basically held on in 3 spots. So just take your knife and go around to cut
get the guts out.
The membrane, and then tap it out.
Okay.
And you're ready to go.
All
right. So this is a poblano pepper. You could also use that. It's a little bit higher flavor. This is a cubanelle, which is pretty mild.
Yeah. Now all the hot's in the seeds, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Although you can take out all the seeds, and the flesh sometimes can be very hot because it's in the membrane.
Oh, okay.
So there will probably be a little bit of membrane. The Anaheim pepper goes from very mild to very hot. Generally, it's somewhere in the middle to the very mild. Don't make the mistake of getting the wrong pepper. Don't get a jalapeno.
Not a good idea.
I had somebody ask me once why they were having so much trouble peeling the little peppers, and they had gotten the Scotch bonnet peppers. Which
not a good thing
I'm glad they had trouble with it, because that meant they didn't eat them.
Okay, you got stuff down here for me to do.
So what's going to happen is the peppers go onto a broiling pan.
Okay.
And I usually do about 18 because that fills up the broiling pan.
Right.
We put that into the oven.
Into the oven, okay.
Once that's ready. It takes about 20 minutes for them to roast. And you're gonna be turning them so that the skin gets nice and dark. And once it's nice and dark all over, you take it out, you put a wet towel over it.
Right.
That allows it to steam, lets the skin separate from the pepper, and then you let them cool down.
Okay.
So we're at the stage now that these have cooled down.
Okay.
These are roasted peppers.
All right.
So we want to take the skin off, and usually, if you're lucky, that skin just peels right off.
Okay. So then what do I do with it?
Sometimes it doesn't, but you just go with it.
So are we taking the skin off just because it's not all that great?
The skin is a little bit tough.
Yeah.
So you roast it, you get the nice roasted flavor in the chili, and then you throw the skin away.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't, it would be a little too.
All right, so we got them peeled. Now what do we do with it?
We stuff them, right?
So now we stuff them. We have just fingers of cheese, thin strips of cheese, and I have stuffed several peppers. It's a nice batter that goes on it. It's not real thick, but it just holds it together nicely. Salt, flour, powdered milk, and 2 eggs.
Okay.
Just whip the 2 eggs together and then add all the other stuff, and you end up with a batter like this.
All right. So Jimmy, hand me over one of those peeled ones, and we'll start.
I'm still peeling mine. This one's got seeds still in it. I'm keeping
put that in there. Get the whole thing kind of covered.
And there we go. And then after how long do they cook about?
It usually takes about 3 minutes aside.
And we want to let you know there are several ways you can get the shopping list and instructions on how to make this recipe, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can go to delmarvalife.com, click on the show tab. We even have a phone number you can call, 443-880-9116. Make sure you let us know that you want the recipe for chili rellenos.
Okay, well, we're going to finish cooking this up and let you know how it is here in just a second.
And still to come on Delmarva Life, do you have a water heater in your home? Did you know you could be saving money every month? Brian Spiros is here with more. Brian?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, many of us have this type of water heater inside our home, but did you know there's another option that could be saving you a significant amount of money on your monthly utility bill? We'll tell you all about it when we come back, plus the benefits. Stay with us. You're watching Delmarva Life.